Hey guys, this is such a fucking spontaneous video. Like, literally look at me. Like, seriously, I haven't done anything today because I went out last night and I'm so fucking greasy and I need to shower and my legs are so hairy. Like, I smell right now. Like, that's how fucking gross I am. I was going to film tomorrow and I was going to do the, fucking realities of sex video, which I still am gonna do, and I'm gonna do it tomorrow. So everyone that's excited about that and knows about that and is thinking about that is still coming literally tomorrow. But this, I just fucking had to talk about this because yeah, my life is fucking shit. Anyway, so in my video, like 2 videos ago, I talked about how this guy I was talking to for like 2 fucking months who literally acted like he liked me so fucking much, literally had a full-blown conversation with me about being committed with me through the whole summer, even though I'm gonna be in Texas for an internship, and that he wanted to come to Texas to visit me and stay with me literally multiple times, not just like one Texas visit. Like, we had such an extensive conversation about where we were and what he was feeling, and before I even came to Texas, me and him had a super serious conversation where I'm like, look, like, this is it, buddy. Like, I need to know right fucking now if for any reason you think you're not gonna be into this or don't want to do this or whatever, because it's gonna be hard with me being now in a different fucking state. I need to know right now so that I'm not devastated like mid-July when you realize that you can't fucking do it. So, seriously, I have gone through a lot of shitty guys. I have a good gut instinct about guys. Like, holy motherfuck, I gave this guy opportunities. I gave him outs. Like, we had so many serious conversations about where we were. Like, I'm not a fucking crazy bitch, okay? Anyway, in the video I posted, I mentioned like, I've been being ghosted now for like 5 days. It's really weird because the day before he ghosted me, the literal last text that he sent me was, of course, baby girl, I still like you so much. I've just been so busy and I feel so bad about that I can't talk to you as much. Like, literally that is the last fucking text that I have from him. And as of Tuesday, which is in 3 days because it's Saturday, it'll be 3 whole fucking weeks that I haven't heard from him. But not only that, he hasn't opened any of my Snapchats, he hasn't read the Facebook message that I sent, he hasn't seen the Insta DM I sent. Like, I feel like a crazy bitch because I've never gone to this extreme of lengths to like figure out the mystery of why I'm being ghosted, if I'm being ghosted, because I don't fucking know. I'm clueless. Like, especially because, like I said, I called him from a random number app and he answered and he told me that he was dealing with a family emergency in Atlanta, and I believed that because a week prior to that, he did have a real family emergency that he told me all about the second it happened. So I just thought like, oh shit, like something else is happening with that same situation and he had to go back again. Like, I wouldn't think someone would lie about that, but now I definitely think that was a fucking lie. So not only was he just not opening anything that I sent him, so I was like, well, that's kind of weird, then maybe it's not me, like blah blah blah. So then I used the random number app to call from like several different numbers over the past like 3 weeks at different times, just trying to catch him off guard, trying to get him to answer the call. Never ever ever forwarded the calls or answer them. Like, it would just ring for the full 30 seconds and I'm like, what the fuck? He has to answer some number eventually. Like, that makes no sense. I had one of my good fucking friends who is actually a subscriber, so that is like proof that I really do love you guys and I'm down to like be friends with you guys. And this girl was a subscriber that reached out to me, and one day we started like talking and we just really fucking vibed and we text all the time. Like, she's my fucking homie. I had her text him just being like, hey, is this I'm not gonna say his name, and he never responded to that. And then I had one of my other friends call him and leave a voicemail pretending to be a parent interested in volleyball coaching lessons for their daughter, because that's what he does, like, he's a volleyball coach, and you would think he would reply back to that or call that number back because like he wants the business. Literally, I'm so crazy. I've literally never ever been this crazy with a guy, but I'm this like invested in you and we've had this many conversations and then you're just gonna fall off the face of the fucking earth. I'm gonna be a super sleuth. Like, I want to figure out what the fuck it is. Like, maybe it doesn't have anything to do with me. Maybe his dad fucking died and he's been in a depression for 3 weeks and he's just not looking at his phone at all, whatever the fuck. Like, I don't know. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know. I kind of thought that it wasn't about me and just something has happened and he's just literally not looking at his phone at all. And so today, to do the final thing that I could possibly think of to figure out if I'm just being ghosted by literally the biggest piece of shit, honestly, that I've ever been involved with, because when I've had so many conversations with you about where we're at and whatever the fuck, and I've given you an out, like, hey, if you think you're not able to do it, like, think about it, decide right now, and you're like, no, I like you so much, of course I want to be with you, blah blah blah. Okay, like, yeah, I'm gonna turn a little crazy because I want to know the fucking truth. Like, I am not someone to fuck with. Like, I'm not fucking kidding. I'm a Taurus to my core. That shit's fucking tattooed on my ankle, okay? A Taurus is very, very calm and very calculated. They do not start fights. They are unconfrontational as fuck. But if you provoke me to a point, I will go the fuck off on you. And if you're one of my like good friends or family members, you've maybe seen this happen like once or twice where I just freak the fuck out and I'm really angry, or I tell it to someone how it is, which is something I never fucking do. So it takes so much for me. And so to put the nail in the coffin and figure this the fuck out once and for all, after literally doing everything I could possibly ever think of, feeling like the craziest fucking bitch, I posted to his Facebook wall because, again, this motherfucker is still friends with me on Facebook, Snapchat, and following me on Instagram, and he only follows like 100 people on Instagram, so you know he's seeing my fucking selfies every goddamn day. Like, this doesn't make sense. When you're ghosting someone, usually you remove them, you block them. Like, what the fuck? This is like next level ghosting extremes. So I posted to his Facebook wall just being like, hey, I'm kind of concerned, can you please contact me ASAP? And I knew that if he was on Facebook and was on his phone and everything the fuck else, he has to do something with that because that's public. His parents are gonna see that. All his friends are gonna see that. All his friends that met me are gonna see that and be like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what does this mean? So you have to do something. You have to either text me and respond, you have to delete the thing from your wall, you have to unadd me as a friend, you have to do something in reaction to something that's public. And I just went onto Facebook after doing this like 2 hours ago, and this motherfucker deleted my post from his wall. It's honestly kind of fucking funny. Like, this is how I'm reacting to finally knowing for certain that he is a piece of shit fuckboy and I'm being ghosted. Are you kidding me? If this was me a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, basically any time before like this past 6 months to a year where I become like a really confident, really fucking bad bitch, I would be so upset, like crying, hyperventilating, like would be so fucking upset because it's so fucked up and I have every right to be upset. And the fact that this isn't even eliciting from me like tears or like extreme chaos, I'm just so fucking angry, and it's just so aggravating that people don't even have the lowest fucking level of respect for others. I just can't believe that people don't even have the lowest level of respect to not even just call me and tell me what the fuck is going on. Tell me how you feel. That's what you should do. You should definitely call or FaceTime me, seeing for how long has we been talking, the intimate sex that we've had, all this shit that we have done together because we are basically together. I'm under the impression that you and I are very much so together, okay? You should be calling me or FaceTiming me to call it the fuck off. At the lowest level, you being a pussy is you sending me a text to call it off. Even just, hey, I'm not really feeling it anymore, sorry. At least then I fucking know. I can't force you to give me a reason why, but at least now I know that this isn't a thing, so I don't need to reach out to you anymore. I can delete your number. I can delete you from social media because we're not a thing. It's just common fucking courtesy. You are a piece of shit person. Like, you are such a fucking coward. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You don't have basic manners. You don't have basic respect for people. You are just probably the most egotistical piece of shit ever, that you think that your shit don't stink that much, that you don't think the person that you've been talking to for that fucking long deserves to know when you've decided that it's over. It's just appalling to me. It's completely appalling to me. Men that watch this, because I know guys like to watch this, and I'm sure guys like think I'm crazy, but like, boo fucking who? You think I fucking care? Clearly, if you think I'm crazy or something, you're not gonna be the person that I end up with, so I don't give a fuck about your opinion, but thanks. But if you are a man taking the time out of your day to watch this shit, please, even if you are a pussy, send just a text saying, hey, I'm not into it, I'm so sorry, but it's over. That's it. It's done. Do not just fall off the face of the earth. That is so fucked up. I could never in my life imagine doing that to people. I don't even know if it's something that girls do. Do girls ghost guys? I don't know a single girl that has done that to a guy. Literally ever. It seems to be a thing that just men do. Don't fucking do it. Rant over about that, but what I wanted to say is like a life lesson about this is because we get ghosted all the time, ladies, right? And then we're sad and we're like, oh, I'm heartbroken, this boy doesn't like me. And we're always thinking, why doesn't he like me? Like, why? We like are so self-deprecating. Like, we don't love ourselves enough because you are literally thinking that your self-worth comes from whether or not some boy you like likes you back. That is fucking dumb. I know that for whatever reason, so many girls are like that, and don't be like that. Like, please love yourself enough to know that if someone ghosts you or someone doesn't want to be with you, one, that is not the person for you. The universe and God is not going to make that person the person that you're going to end up with, marry, have children with. Like, obviously the fuck not. So this is the universe doing you a favor by getting that person out of your fucking life. And two, not only is that not the person for you, you should not want someone like that. Like, the second someone does something to hurt you, you don't cry about him, like, why doesn't he like me? Like, I hope he changes his mind. I hope he, like, texts me again. Like, I hope this is gonna work. Like, what the fuck? Love yourself. Put yourself first. If someone does anything to disrespect you, you should not want anything to do with that person, let alone to date that person or have that person be your boyfriend or whatever the fuck. Like, are you kidding me? Like, if they're doing shitty things now or whatever the fuck now, can you imagine what the fuck they're gonna do, like, later on down the road when they're even more comfortable with you and shit? Like, no, fuck that shit, ladies. And I would just like to point out that people do come into your life for a reason, and shit does happen for a reason. All these shitty guys are learning lessons, but at the end of the day, the universe and God and just fate and the way the world works in a much deeper sense, there are powers at play that we will never fucking understand. Like, there are things like spiritually, religiously, whatever, I don't even want to get into right now, that are affecting our lives on such a deeper level than us just being a sperm and an egg that came out of our mom, and every day we just make decisions and nothing is fated and no one we meet means anything and nothing means anything. Like, no, that's obviously not true. Everyone you meet means something. Everything that you do every day means something. Like, literally, even stopping to tie your shoes for 5 seconds could be the difference between you getting hit by a car or something, because if you hadn't stopped for those 5 seconds, then you would have gone on the crosswalk 5 seconds later, and then that's when the car came and would have hit you. Just things like that. Like, literally every single thing every fucking day is happening for a fucking reason, whether you realize it or not. So just trust the process and trust that everything will work out on its own. And the universe and God, like I said, are always trying to work out for you. So even if you keep finding fuckboy after fuckboy after fuckboy and you're like, what the fuck, why me? As I've literally just gone through like 3 fuckboys in the past like few months, you have to think of it as the universe and God love me and know me and what's best for me so much that they already know way ahead of me that these people are not right for me. So they are having those people ghost me. They're having those guys do something shitty to me so that I hate them and cut them off. They are purposefully ending the relationship because they know that it's not going to work. It's like such a mind fuck, but you just have to like trust the process of life. And if something shitty happens with a guy and that guy clearly isn't meant for you and there's a shitty breakup or you get ghosted or something, and instead of crying to yourself thinking, why me? Be like, thank fucking God that the universe and God, literally thank fucking God, let me know now instead of later that this isn't the fucking right person for me. Using me as an example to make this easier to understand, for all I know, the person that I'm meant to be with and marry is some guy somewhere in the world that I'm gonna meet in, let's say, 6 months, and the universe knew that if I was still hung up on this guy, I would miss my opportunity to meet the guy that's coming along in 6 months. So the universe and God are strategically looking down on my life like, oh shit, I see this is gonna happen, but she went on Tinder and found this guy, and this isn't even the guy for her, but she has free will and she went on Tinder and she found him, but this is not gonna be good because she needs to meet this guy. So you know what? He's gonna ghost her, and it's gonna suck, and she's gonna be really hurt, but she's not supposed to be with that guy, and if she's with that guy right now, it's gonna fuck shit up for her in 6 months, so it's gonna be catastrophic, but we need to intervene. Like, that's how I think of it, and everyone has different beliefs and different religions and whatever the fuck, but you really just to have, like, faith and hope at all, you just gotta believe that at the end of the day, everything that's happening for you and to you, no matter how shitty it is, no matter how shitty a boy is, whatever the fuck, it's all fucking happening for a reason, and in the long run, it's gonna work out the way it's fucking meant to. Like, I fucking promise you. Keep your head up if you're ghosted. Keep your head up if you go through a breakup. Keep your head up no matter what shitty things happens to you, because literally everything at the end of the day has a silver lining. And I think it's funny that I'm talking about this and this like final nail in the coffin ghosting finale just happened today, because this morning when I woke up, I was thinking just in general about how everything happens for a reason, and I was thinking just by chance, I don't know why this popped in my head, about the time my freshman year that I got so unbelievably drunk, like one of the top 3 drunkest moments of my life, and I ran into one of my good guy friends at the bar I was with, and I was so gone, and I knew that I was like very close to blacking out, puking, like something was not going to be good. So I asked him to take me home, meaning my dorm, like walk me to my dorm just to take me home like safely. And this friend of mine is like kind of a doofus, like not the brightest crayon in the color box, and when I said take me home, he literally took me to his home, and I was like too drunk to really notice or where we were or what was happening. And at the time he lived in a frat house, so he took me to his frat house, and he like didn't try anything. It wasn't anything like that. Like, he's just like, he's one of my very good friends, and he's just like, okay, like she needs to go home, well I guess we'll go to my home. Like, oh my god, come on. So he took me to the frat house, and at this point, I was like 1 second away from disaster, and I kid you not, the second that he took me into the frat house, I puked in the hallway leading up to his room, all over his bedroom, in his sink, like filled his sink with puke, all in his toilet, in like his shower, like the most projectile vomiting I've like ever done. Like I was probably on the verge of like alcohol poisoning or death or something, and literally 30 minutes after that, I blacked out because I know for a fact that I was awake with him for like 3 or 4 more hours, but I have no memory of anything, which is pretty scary. But I know this guy would never do anything to hurt me, and this guy's like my big brother, and every time that my parents come into town, like my family like goes to like lunch with him and stuff. Like that's how close like this guy became like friends with me. So I know that seems sketchy, but it wasn't. Moral of this little story is I was thinking that if he had done what I had originally wanted, was take me to my dorm, I would have ended up instantly projectile vomiting like that, like in the stairwell of my dorm, in the hallway of my dorm. And newsflash, when you're a freshman who's underage living on campus housing and you have an RA and shit, and you come home even visibly drunk, let alone so drunk that you puke in the dorm in a place that you can be seen, you get in so much trouble with your university. Like I would be fucked with FSU. I would have to go to classes for like having a drinking problem because I wasn't 21. I would have maybe been like kicked out of my dorm. Like the repercussions for what would have happened if I had gone to my dorm, which would have been puking literally everywhere, would have been devastating. And at the time, I thought it was so devastating that I puked all over his frat house, and the like few other frat guys that were there saw that I was a mess, saw that I was puking everywhere. I was so mortified because it's like my favorite fraternity ever, and I want those guys to like me, and a lot of those guys knew me and they saw me puking, and I thought it was the end of the fucking world. I thought it was the most devastating thing that could possibly happen to me. Like I was so embarrassed. But then I was thinking this morning, I was like, holy shit, like yeah, that does fucking suck, and that was one of the most embarrassing moments of my entire fucking life, and one of my all-time low moments. But maybe the universe, God, whatever you believe, was purposefully having my friend be drunk, stupid enough, whatever, to take me back to his place instead of mine, because they knew what repercussions would follow if I did go back to my dorm, and those repercussions would be much more severe than just the embarrassment of a drunken night. So you have to just kind of think about everything, even the shittiest fucking things, as being strategic maneuvers by a higher power that has your best fucking interest at heart. And I just wanted to spontaneously film this, and I'm sorry that I again put off the reality of sex video because I keep making spontaneous videos, but like cross my heart, hope to die. Not really, I really want to live. I am filming that tomorrow, and that's been the whole plan, and I'm going to upload it tomorrow, and you'll see it tomorrow, and that's still gonna be funny and great and whatever the fuck tomorrow. But for now, I just wanted to put that the fuck out there. I love you guys. As always, feel free to check me out on social media. All the shit's down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow in a video, and have a great day. Bye!